Okay, so we're doing paper 1, question 18, 2018, question 4, part A. And the question you're asked is, what is the next pattern in the sequence? And this is the sequence you have here. So what I want you to do now is pause the video, work out the next sequence yourself, and when you've worked it out, press play again and you'll see the answer. Okay, so in the first one you have 2 squares over and 2 squares down. In the second one you have 3 squares over and 3 squares down with 2 add-ons. In the third one you have 4 squares over and 4 squares down with 2 add-ons. So in the next one you're going to have again a cube, which is going to be 5 squares over and 5 squares down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 2 add-ons. Okay, and obviously you can shade in the squares. So you look for the pattern and that's your answer. 5 squares over and 5 squares down. That's the next one in the pattern. Okay, then section B, so question 4 part B, and the question is, based on the pattern of that you just completed, fill in, complete this table. So you have stage, or that's represented by the letter N. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So stage 1 is the first drawing in the pattern, stage 2 is the second, and so on. So what I want you to do is, again, pause the video, work out the answer to the table, and then when you have it done, unpause the video and to see the solution. Okay, so it started it here. You have in stage 1, that's where you had like that. You had 2 and you had that and that, right? That was stage 1. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 grey tiles and you had 1, 2 white tiles. Okay? Then stage 2, that was the one that was 3 by 3. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the grey tiles, and still 2 of the white tiles. That doesn't change. And so your total 9 plus 2 is 11. So then the next stage, stage 3, that was where we had 4 across. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 down. So in this one you had 16 grey tiles, still 2 white tiles, and the total number is 18. So for the next pattern 4, if this was 2 across and 2 down, and this was 3 across and 3 down, and this was 4 across and 4 down, then this is 5 across and 5 down, and 5 by 5 is 25, and you still have the same 2 white tiles. So your answer there, this is 27 in total. Then if you went on to do the next one, it should be 6 across and 6 down, which is 36. So you would have 36 number of grey tiles, and the number of white tiles would be 2, and the total number of tiles is 36 plus 2, which is 38. Okay, and that's the solution to part B. Okay, so part C. assuming the pattern continues, the total number of tiles in stage n, that means it can represent any number, and that's how it will be symbolized. If they want you to find stage n, it will be T, capital T with a small n, is given by the formula Tn equals n squared plus Bn plus C. Find the value of B and C. So again, pause the video. If you haven't done this already, have a go of that, and then when you have it done, unpause the video to see the solution. Okay, so what we want to do is, this is basically a simultaneous equation. We have two unknowns, B and C, so we want two equations with B and C that we can then solve. So what we know is, we know that stage 1 has 6 tiles in it, and stage 2 has 11 tiles in it. So what we can do is do T1, because T represents stage, equals, and 1, okay, that's going in instead of n, so n equals 1 here, because n represents the stage that you're at, and we're doing stage 1, so you put in 1 everywhere you have n. So instead of n squared, you have 1 squared plus b, and instead of n, you have 1. I'm putting in a bracket, so we remember we have to multiply it, plus c, and we know that all of this is equal to 6. So you work that out, and you have 1 squared is 1 by 1, so that's 1, plus b by 1 is 1b. You don't have to put the 1 in front of it if there's only one of them, plus c equals 6. You want just the letters here, and I'm not going to bother putting the 1 in front of the b, so I want to take that 1 from there, and whatever you do from one side, you do to the other side. So you're left with b plus c equals 5. Okay, and now I want to do that again with T2. So that was T1. So T2 is, n this time is 2. So you have 2 squared plus B2 plus C equals 11. So 2 squared is 2 by 2, so that's 4, plus 2b plus c equals 11. So I don't want that 4 there, I just want the letters, so I'm going to take it out, and whatever you do to one side, keep the balance, do to the other side. So 4 take away 4, that's gone. So you're left with 2b plus c equals 11 minus 4, which is 7. Okay, so now we have two equations, and we can put them together and solve them. So our two equations are b plus c equals 5, and 2b plus c equals 7. Now, I want to get rid of those c's, so if I put them together at the moment, I'll end up with 2 c's. So I want to change the sign of the whole of this. Okay, change all the signs. So b becomes minus b, c becomes minus c, and 5 becomes minus 5. So now, when we have 2 b's and we take away a b, we're left with b. When we have a c and we take away a c, they're gone, so we've no c's. And 7 take away 5 leaves you with 2. So now you know that b equals 2. So once I know that b equals 2, I can take that number and put it back in to one of those equations. So I'm going to take again this one, b plus c equals 5. But now I know that b equals 2. So I can do 2 plus c equals 5. Now at this stage you probably know, you can probably see that what you have to add to 2 to get 5 is 3. But if you're unsure, take the 2 from this side to leave the c on its own. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other side. So that's gone, so you're left with c equals 3. So now you've worked out your answer for B is 2 and C is 3. Sorry about the blurriness. There you go now. There's an unblurry version of it. Okay, the last part, part D. Find the number of the stage that has 4, 4, 3. Again, if you haven't done this already, pause the video at this point, work out your answer, and then press play again to see the solution. Okay, so find the number of the stage that has 4, 4, 3. Well, we know that Tn equals n squared plus Bn plus C. Okay, now we know that B equals 2 and C equals 3. So we know that Tn equals n squared plus 2n plus 3. Okay, we can put in our numbers for B and C. Now, we also know, because we're told here, that the answer to this, the amount of tiles, is 4, 4, 3. So you simply want to get all the n's on their own to find out what 4, 4, 3 is. So, first thing I'm going to do is take away that 3 from there. Whatever you do from one side, you do to the other side. Okay, so you end up with Tn equals n squared plus 2n equals 4, 4, 3. Now, at this stage, you almost have a number that you can get 2 factors of. You know, your x squared plus x plus a number equals 0. So what I want to do is I want to move this over to that side and leave a 0 there. So if I have 4, 3, 3, oh, that should be 4, 3, 0. There you go. 4, 4, 0. That should be, let me get my red marker. So this is the problem with not having class. I've known to tell me when I make a balls of my adding and subtracting. Okay, so I'm going to take that away from here because I want 0 here. And whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So now you end up with Tn equals n squared plus 2n minus 440 equals 0, right? So now you're at the stage where you want 2 numbers. Okay, your n goes in the start, and you want 2 numbers that will multiply together to give you this and combine, either add or subtract, to give you this number. Now, if it's 2, right, you know that the numbers have to be fairly similar in size. So 1 by 440 isn't going to do. 2 by 220 isn't going to do it. The easiest way, I think, to find what number is close to that. So you're looking for 2 numbers that will add. So you can start kind of trying them out and do trial and error, find out the factors of 440 until you get to a place where you get the 2 numbers. Now, what it's going to end up being is it's going to be 20 by 22, because 20 by 22 gives you 440, and 20 to 2 minus 20 will give you your 2. Okay, so you have a minus here, so that tells you that one of them has to be plus and one of them has to be minus, because a plus by minus gives you minus. And the plus in front of the 2 here tells you that the big number is going to go with the plus. So that's the 22. Okay, so the 20 is going to go with the minus. So then to finish this off, n equals minus 22. And here, n equals 20. Now, you have two answers for n, so which one do you use? Well, you're never going to have a minus term, okay? It's going to start from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, so they're never going to be minus, so you can discount that immediately, and your answer is Tn equals 20, okay? Now, if you're not good at working out what numbers will multiply together to give you 440, for this, it'll take you longer, but if you use the formula minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared plus 4ac over 2, if you use that, and in this your a would be 1, your b would be 2, and your c would be minus 440. If you use that formula, you will get the two answers, but it might be easier just to try a couple of numbers and see what two numbers will multiply together to give you 440 and will combine to give you 2. All right, so that is the 2018 question.